Go ahead and we'll start to peel it off and get a closer look. Oh my God. Welcome back to another episode of Paint Society. Now in this episode, what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna test out a brand new paint stripper. Since the removal of methylene chloride, well, when we were here with Jeremy's 97 Yukon last time, we, well, spent a lot of time trying to strip the hood with now the modern day paint strippers that just fall a little bit short. We really ran into a lot of issues and it just did not work. But thankfully for a clean strip, they do have a new alternative that they say works just like the old one. So today we're gonna test it out. Don't overthink it, it's just paint. So this is a newer stuff, the newest stuff that's available on the market that claims to work a little bit better. It says it strips down to metal in 30 minutes or less. And that's exactly what we're gonna do. We're gonna do all the steps necessary. You're gonna play by the rules and give it the fairest chance to do its thing. So what you wanna do first with this is shake it up. You wanna make sure all those ingredients mix. You know, you never know how long this stuff can be sitting on the shelf and it start to settle on the bottom. So we wanna give the product a fair chance to perform properly. Next thing you wanna do is make sure you're covered up pretty well. I have gloves. I'll also be wearing a respirator. Back in the day with the methylene chloride, well, that stuff you could feel from about at least 10, 15 feet away if the wind was blowing, and you would feel it biting at your skin. And it was pretty powerful stuff. And a lot of people in the comments from last video, well, they do remember it. So we're hoping that this has the same effect on the paint itself. Just finishing up the last taping. It's good to put paper here just in case it does kind of get over to your next panel. So we'll finish up here and then we'll show you the process of how we go ahead and use the paint stripper. Now we're all masked up now. Now the next step is going to kind of get a little bit of a scratch, right? We want to scratch this up so that the paint stripper has a chance to get into that scratch and start breaking the paint apart. So this is a piece of 80 grit max film. It doesn't matter what sandpaper it is, but we do use Eagle abrasives. And we don't want to sand it off. We just want to create a scratch at every single part of the surface. All right. So this shouldn't take more than just a few minutes to scuff it up. We'll come across here. Now, if we look closely, right, if you pan in here, we can see all those scratches and we compare that to somewhere where it's not scratched up. Okay, so that is what is going to penetrate. All right, so we'll continue along the rest of the fender. All right, we make sure we get into all the edges, even on the bottom. That way, the stripper has a chance. So that looks good. It's all sanded pretty well with our 80 grit. We're ready for our paint stripper. All right, so we just popped the cap. A good sign. It's very strong smelling. Something with the old one that just did not happen. So here's the procedure. We're going to be pouring it into this cup and then we're going to be using a level. This is what they ask you to do. They don't want to brush it on. They want you to put it on with a level and get it on as thick as possible. With a side panel like this, that might be a little bit difficult, but we're going to do our best. That's good enough. All right, so this stuff is definitely much stronger. I changed my gloves and I tightened up my respirator a little bit. Now, I do have to use a brush on the sides a little bit just because I can't get it on initially. So we're gonna brush it on and then we'll get the spreader to put a little bit more on. Try to get it on thicker with this. Whew. Whew. I'm putting it on thick. Look at it. Look at the top.
Yeah, it's coming up.
Now, hopefully you can hear me, but you're not going to be able to use a spreader to put it on the side. You just can't. So a thick paintbrush like this and just glob it on is going to be a lot better than trying to get it on with a spreader. This, Jeremy, come in here. Whew. It's already starting to bubble up. Look at that. And we haven't even put the plastic on or waited 30 minutes.
Okay, so now we're going to cover it with plastic, and what the plastic's going to do is it's going to trap the stripper and not allow it to evaporate. So instead of evaporating out, it's just going to keep going back into the paint, which is what we want. And it says to give it 30 minutes, so that's exactly what we're going to do. And we're just outside of 30 minutes, and wow. Look at this. I haven't seen this since the old days, really, seriously. Have not seen a stripper work like this since the old days. Really, really good. Go ahead and we'll start to peel it off and get a closer look. Oh my God. Wow. Look at all that paint. You won't find any paint stripper that will actually take it down to metal too much. Here's metal right here. See that? That's like the beginnings of metal. What we're gonna do though, is we're gonna strip it off with a stripper, and let's put one more on and see if it gets down to take this off completely. So we'll use a scraper and see exactly what we got going on. I gotta say, there'll be nothing that works quite like the old stuff completely, but if there's anything,
that is bare metal.
That is bare metal. But if there's anything nowadays that is superior, it has gotta be this stuff. We used gallons of the old stuff on the hood and didn't get anywhere near as close as what we have. So we'll just scrape it all off. Let's get most of it off. Look at this, in sheets, Jeremy, look at that. So that is bare metal, but it's not sanded. So that's why it looks kind of different. We're used to bare metal kind of being shiny, right? Because he sanded it. So let's do this. Let's take it down more. Look at this, just coming off in the sheets. It's coming off, perfect. And what we'll do is now that the clear coat, the base coat, I would say is 90% removed, we're gonna allow the stripper to get this last coating right here, whatever this might be, who knows, but it's paint and it needs to come off. Probably some sort of sealer.
And then we'll just apply it thick, just like we did before. I'm finding the paintbrush just works better on the sides than using the spreader. It'd be better to use the spreader probably, again, on the flat surfaces.
We're gonna leave it here for another 30 minutes. Let's cover it up with plastic. We're here 30 minutes later once again, and this is the second coating. Now what we've discovered is that this actually has a couple coats of paint on it, because look what we have right here. We have some Bondo. You can see it's kind of pink. So that would indicate that, yeah, it's actually removed a couple more coats of paint. Look at this. This is the existing right here. We still didn't get too much into here. Maybe I didn't get a good application. Let me take this off. But take a look at that. So far as the stripper, Jeremy and I are completely impressed with this. This is similar, if not pretty much the same as the old strippers. I mean, you're never gonna get it in one pass, no matter what. Even the old ones, you'd probably have to go back over it one time. But yeah, there will be spots here and there, and that's basically because your application, right? I'm sure if I got that wet enough, it would have come off. This is actually the primer, and that's why it's so tough to get off. Any 2K urethane primer is gonna be the toughest on the panel. So the base will come right off, the clear will come right off. So what we'll end up doing right here is we'll scrape it off, and then we'll hit it with the sander. We can see we'll have about, I would say, close to 95% of this all removed before we hit it with the sander. And you guys are gonna have to hit it with the sander anyways, no matter what you do, because you have to smooth it out before you put down the whatever primer you're gonna use, which we'll talk about in just a moment. Now remember, Jeremy's whole truck here, we're just trying to do one panel at a time like you guys are doing at home. So we'll get this thing in some sort of etching primer just to hold us until we can properly do the body work. Look how thick this primer, this Bondo is here. Wow. We'll get this with the sander. No stripper's gonna take that off. Go ahead and pull this thing out so we can do a little sanding outside. All right, we can see outside a little bit better here. We have our Bondo. So we'll take that down probably with 80 grit. And then we'll 180 the whole entire metal. And then we'll put some etching primer on it. Now we're gonna 80 grit the Bondo off. Remove the Bondo, we'll do a little skim coat. Looks like there's a little bit of a waviness right there. So we don't need 80 grit here. I told Jeremy, let's use 180 so we're not digging too much into the metal. I'll use an interface pad to take the contours with our 180. So I'll take that one off, put this one here. It's gonna be a lot easier. And let's knock the rest of this paint off. So everything has been completely stripped off with 180. We have a pre-prep cleaner, and this is safe for all metal surfaces. We're just gonna get up that last bit of residue that might be on the surface. So take your time to get it good and clean. And then once we wipe it down, she's good to go. Now we're gonna be using a self-etching this time. Now that it's all sanded down and cleaned off, we're gonna be using a self-etching primer. Now self-etching is 1K, so that means 1 part. So even if it comes out of a paint gun, it's still gonna be 1 part. Now on the hood, we use a 2K epoxy. So some of you might be confused. It doesn't matter, you could have used either one because the goal here is to make sure that we're protecting each panel as we go. A lot of you guys are working on your projects at home. You want to do one panel, protect it, and move on, and that's just what we're doing. The only advantage to the epoxy is that we'll be able to sand it a little bit because it's a little bit thicker. This is mainly to protect the metal, to get you to the next step. And when we revisit this fender, we won't have to worry about it rusting. So we'll pop some of this on, a couple light coats will do. Well, just like that, we are good to go on this panel. So the debate is still out. Do you use paint stripper? Do you use regular sanding? I can probably tell you that, you know, it depends on the area of the car. Since the roof we did all manually with the stripping of, using the stripping of 80 grit, because if you drip that stuff all over the place, it would make a big mess. I would tell you probably to strip chemically anything you could take off the car. Like for instance, if we took this fender off and we put it flat, it would have been 10 times better. Although this stripper, I gotta say, Jeremy, worked 100 times better than the ones we used before. The big difference. So where do we go from here? Well, we're gonna unmask this, and in the next few episodes, what we'll do is we'll continue along on the rest of the panels. I don't think there's any more stripping of any more panels. All the rest of the panels are pretty good. So we'll look forward to getting everything racked up here in urethane. As far as the Ultra, yeah, I definitely would recommend it. And well, with better stripper, there's gonna be an added cost. So don't expect it to be the same cost as the strippers that don't work. Unfortunately, with the removal of methylene chloride, all strippers aren't, you know, what they used to be, but you know, Clean Strip kind of came through. They knew there was a problem, and it developed something that works very, very, very similar to the old stuff. And I gotta say, we're quite pleased to see that wrinkling of the paint once again. Yeah, so thanks, Clean Strip. But anyways, guys, this is Brian and Jeremy from Paint Society reminding you, don't overthink it.
It's just paint.
I'll see you guys on the next one.